What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler. In this video, we want to discuss, should Kairi be the main character of Dream Drop Distance 2? Now, a few days ago, we covered this. We've talked a lot about the future of Kingdom Hearts, what the next game will be. We're actually going to be covering Dark Road in the next two videos, that Project Xehanort game. So be on the lookout. The next 2 days, we're going to be covering two different theories we have on that upcoming game, and we'll, of course, cover that as well. But we've talked about Birth by Sleep 2. We've also talked about Dream Drop Distance 2, which is the more likely to come first. Should we get both of them? And something, kind of resounding that we've seen in both of those, especially from the comments, is, the want for Kairi. So we felt like it was a good time. Kairi kind of already made sense for Dream Drop Distance 2. We've talked about that in the last video. We really want to zero in on Kairi in this video, and again, talk about if she should kind of be the lead of the entire game. So Tyler, obviously, Kairi, huge fan base, right? I feel like it's just gained in popularity throughout, as these games have continued on. Xehanort crushing her skull, I think, cemented that too in Kingdom Hearts 3. Do you think it makes sense from a game perspective to do this, and also just kind of, like a fan service-y kind of thing?
I do think Kairi will be the main character of the next game, or not the next game, damn it. I do think that Kairi will be the main character of Dream Drop Distance 2. I still do say, Riku's going to be in it, Kairi's going to be in it, probably Yozora as well. Others have said, maybe it's going to be Roxas or Xion because they're asleep. That's actually not what was said. What was said is that they're searching their memories, which is different than searching a heart. Hearts are asleep. And the fairy godmother was talking to Riku about going into his dreams, and then she mentions the other two. They show Kairi. So it definitely is Riku and Kairi no matter what. And now, between those two characters, I think it's not going to be Riku who's the main character, or the main face, I guess you could say. I do think it's going to be Kairi. The fact that they are really kind of like pushing Kairi in Kingdom Hearts 3, she had a much bigger role, bigger than I thought she would, in Kingdom Hearts 3 alone. Then with Remind, the fact that they threw her on the artwork, Nomura himself actually mentioned that the new artwork that he made for Remind was important. So the fact that she's on there tells me, and obviously with Sora, tells me that she is a character that isn't going away. She's going to have a lot more importance going forward. And this is really a good opportunity. The fact that Sora's kind of out of the picture for a little while, a couple of years, until we get to Kingdom Hearts 4, it's a really good opportunity for them to expand on her character even further. She is a very strong character. She does actually save Sora in a way in Kingdom Hearts 3, so they definitely, they really like her character. The fact that they even made her playable in Remind when she was not even playable before. Now, Roxas, he's totally different. He plays totally different than he did in Kingdom Hearts 2, and obviously his own, 358, that's totally different. But, we still played as him in the past, where we played as Riku in the past a couple of times. We played as him in Kingdom Hearts 2 briefly, but we did. Dream Drop Distance. I mean, there's another Kingdom Hearts 3. There's other occasions as well. Aqua, of course, who played as her most actually recently in the 2.8 game. So that was kind of like a little preview. So that was literally the exact same. So those characters we've always been able to play as. But Kairi, that's a first for Kingdom Hearts. So now that she's playable, they have the coding. They know how her stance is, just everything, like how she moves, how she fights. The fact that they went through all that just for a DLC tells me they didn't just do it for a DLC. They did it for whatever the game that she will be in, whether it would be Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, or whatever they end up calling it. I do think it's Dream Drop Distance 2. I think they didn't just go through that trouble for nothing. I think they did it because she's going to have a very large role. So, for Kairi fans, I don't want to say I'm a big Kairi fan. I will say I used to, and I will be honest with you guys, I used to not care about her at all. Not that I didn't like her, I just didn't care. I was kind of indifferent. Then I started to, I feel like in Kingdom Hearts 3, towards the beginning, I was like, maybe it was the new voice. I was like, I don't know how I feel about her. But as it kind of went on, I was like, yeah, okay. And then when Xehanort, crushed her, literally, and she shatters, then I was kind of like, okay, what? It was just weird how they did that to that character, that they obviously, over the years and over the games, they were really building her up. She's training with Lee, that was pretty cool. So they're building her up just to destroy her. I'm kind of happy that they did really center Remind in a way, around, that was the whole point, how does Sora save Kairi? So I guess what I'm saying is, when you think about it, you got to play as her. That's a big deal. They centered this DLC, which is for Kingdom Hearts purposes, to be able to download an additional storyline. That's a new thing. It was sort of centered around her, so that's a big deal. She's now on that, the main menu, the artwork. That's a huge deal, and that's even Nomura Zone, where it's like the new art that I created, this is before we knew what it was, has to do with the future, the direction of Kingdom Hearts. So she's definitely, she's gone up the ladder very quickly, probably faster than even Riku himself. So yeah, I think she will be the main character. I actually do think she should be the main character. I do see how, when you look at Riku and his connections to other people, they're not nearly as large as Sora's. Obviously, Sora has a lot of connections, Roxas, then others as well. And you think about Kairi, and she really does too. She's got Naminé and she's got Shion. And actually she's got Aqua when she was a little girl. So there, and I'm sure there's other ones too. I'm just not thinking about them right now. But she does have many connections just like Sora does. So again, while Sora is kind of on a little break, it makes sense to use Kairi as your face. Everybody loves her, and she's got a lot of connections, which means you can tie in and bring back in storylines and expand on them, where even though, yes, Riku does have connections to other characters like Terra, he just doesn't have as many as Kairi does. So between those two, and those are obviously the two that it would be for Dream Drop Distance, again, Fairy Godmother mentioned Riku going back into his dreams, and Kairi possibly going into her dreams to help find Sora. They're definitely going in that direction. So hey, between those two, I do think Kairi will get the spotlight, and I think that'll make a lot of the Kairi fans very, very happy.
I agree. I think it's also, I kind of take the perspective of like they've fleshed out a lot of characters in Kingdom Hearts in general, and like Tyler said earlier, Kairi, I honestly don't think he's alone in the thought that she wasn't the most cared about person for a long time. It kind of took some time getting there. And while they have done a lot of stuff with characters like Ven, Terra, Aqua, and stuff like that, and they've expanded upon those characters, even having Lee come out of nowhere, as Axel in Kingdom Hearts 2, I think it's about time that Kairi gets kind of pushed to the front. And I don't think necessarily Kingdom Hearts 3 was that. I think it was one of the steps to it, but I think Remind really started to make the point that, like, yeah, she's been this character for so long. She's been in all these games. She is an important character to people, but now we're going to kind of push her very much to the very front. And it's a very short, thing in terms of added scenes. We've talked about it. Not a lot of additional scenes with Kairi, but she was in a lot of them. So I think it makes a lot of sense, I think, in terms of creating more games going forward. If we're not going to have Sora, I think, again, kind of giving people it, like, hey, we know people are liking Kairi more and more and more. We know she's getting more popular. Having her have the Keyblade, being able to have a lot of gameplay mechanics with her character, I think it makes a lot of sense. So, guys, let us know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think Kairi, maybe not in Dream Drop Distance 2, maybe you guys don't agree with that part, but do you think Kairi should be the main character of her own game, of Dream Drop Distance 2, of whatever? Let us know in the comments below. Again, we're going to have more Kingdom Hearts videos the next 2 days. We're going to be covering the Dark Road, formerly Project Xehanort, so we're going to be talking about that. More Kingdom Hearts videos every single day, even throughout next week, okay? So thank you all so much for watching. We greatly appreciate your support, and we'll see you on tomorrow's video.